And aside from getting wins, can you talk about what you hope to accomplish this week and what you're looking to improve on the guys?
Well, I mean, it's a big week for us. I mean, a lot of people will look at it as 2-9-1s. It's we've been in a grind. We've been in a grind, and we played eight. We've played 8 good teams. Every game has been, nip and tuck, and two games of overtime, 1-point games, all that kind of stuff. It's been a grind for a start, and this week is a week where, obviously you need to respect your opponent and take care of business, and then the other respect of it is that we're hoping that we get to develop some of our younger guys and get some, good playing time for everybody, which is desperately needed. I mean, like I said, and that's how I feel about our year and our schedule. I think we can be in every game. We don't have the ability to play poorly and win, but we have the ability to play, if we play well, to be in every game that we play with anybody on our schedule. And this is an important week for a coach because of the fact of taking what practice time you have in development of young players and an opportunity for kids to play.
It's hard to keep, I don't want to say if the game gets out of hand, but if you execute the way you want to, in the past you've built pretty big leads against these kinds of teams. How do you keep things disciplined and the system running and keep guys, improve? You know what I'm saying? Improving and working.
Yeah. I mean, you have to respect your opponent, but you have to also respect the game. I mean, you have to respect it, relevant to good play and disciplined play. And this will be an opportunity for us to grow on that, and B, to like I said, to allow guys to maybe hopefully have the opportunity to play that just don't get a chance to play much, and I would like to think that those guys will be extremely hungry, extremely focused to be able to want to play well. And I think that's really the theme of anything else is we don't really care who we play. We want to play well, and that hopefully will be our focus.
Have you, in your experience, do kids like these weeks, or is it tougher, or is it easier?
Joe, it's better than playing on the road. A couple more. I mean, there's obviously been questions, but I mean, it beats being on the road for 2 more games. This group has weathered it extremely well. When you think, and I'm glad we're playing at home.
With that being said, can you just talk about, with all due respect to Geneva, but playing at the Cavelli Center, and could that lead to some other games down there?
I think it's a necessary first step for this year. I think Hiram's a team that is a little bit a concern because they can score the ball. So therefore that game has interest for me in terms of the fact that you wanted to go into that experience trying to get through it one time with the Cavelli people and with us. Is it viable? Is it something that we can grow with? Is it something that in a year or 2 years or 3 years that we look into trying to bring in maybe some really good contacts that they have, whether it be it's been thrown around Notre Dame, Pitt, Michigan State, those kind of whoever. Do we hope that would grow into that kind of game in our future? Absolutely. But I think this is a good first step trial to see, how the game kind of plays out and how everybody likes it.
Jerry, from a basketball sense, is it a little different playing in the arena atmosphere maybe than a Bigley Center?
It's a little. I mean, it's clearly different. I mean, there's a lot of places like that in our league.
I guess does it
Milwaukee.
help you prepare for the league?
I hope so. I mean, I hope that it does. I hope it's a positive. And as we go forward with this, Dana, I'm not interested in giving up like a league home game, or something along those lines to go down, to go to the Cavalli Center and play. But if they can get a game down there in our future first semester that, we can look at it as a kind of an earmark every year, and the city gets behind it, and we can, like I said, where that is in 2 or 3 years is unknown. I'm dreaming big. I'm hoping that it'll be an attractive thing that maybe it can grow into something being very, very special.
I'm sorry.
Go.
What's the identity of your team after 8 games right now, you think?
The identity?
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of hardworking kids that play well together and like playing basketball. I mean, I think that we're pretty balanced offensively, and we have really shown defensively. That we work really, really hard. Obviously you guys didn't see the game against Bowling Green, but we just guarded, and we've guarded really well for the most part all year long. We defended the heck out of them, and same thing with GW, same thing with Georgia. I thought we defended a really good 2 teams down at the Duquesne tournament, and we didn't shoot the ball very well against Bowling Green, but boy did we guard.
Let me put my basketball IQ then to that question.
I was trying to be polite.
When league opponents, the opponents come up, look at your team, what do you think they think of?
Team that shares the ball, a team that has pretty good basketball IQ, led by some pretty good players, and Damian and Blake and KP. I don't sit around and think that we're a one-person team, or I think we're pretty balanced and pretty smart.
Can you talk about Cameron a little bit and his progression here, how he's transitioned into the program, and kind of your expectations for him moving forward?
I think Cam's has had a good start. He's not where we want him to be yet. I think that we get shades of it. There's times that I think he can be a dominant player in this league. There's times that you look at it and you just sit there and say there's a very, very gifted player. And I think one of the things that comes out of our transfers or a high school kid coming in, I think it's a learning IQ deal to learn how hard you have to play. How hard you have to play all the time, at the college level or at this level. But he has a tremendous basketball upside, and I just think as the year goes on, I think he's going to get better. And I tell you what, I think he'll be a monster next year. I think he'll have a tremendous year. This year's, hopefully he'll get up, where he's improving and getting better every day, like we see in practice.
Can you just talk about facing Geneva, where you once coached?
Yeah, I love that school, and I love that coach. Jeff was an assistant with me there, and has taken over that program. The little bit that we have to have in terms of guarantee money allows them to have some money that really boosts their program. Have nothing but great memories of that place and of that guy.